You're listening to iCannabisRadio.com.
And good evening. It is Monday, October 20th. Well, unless you're listening to this on YouTube, then it's whatever day it is for you. Look at your calendar. Figure that out. But if you're listening live, it is today.
Or if you're listening from England,
it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow.
Right. Today is tomorrow, yesterday. So Georgia is not here this evening. She's out across the state somewhere doing things. I was like, you need a drink? Something. So, who knows what today's show is going to be about?
We're going to kind of just play it by ear, kind of just roll it downhill and see what we can pick up on the way.
Gonna make stuff up as we go along.
Nice. Hopefully we got a snowball at the end, eh?
You have a dab I can have, bro? I forgot to ask you earlier.
Well, for those who don't recognize me, I'm Ronell. I've been here about 5 weeks now. I'm usually behind the camera.
But when we've got people that need to step in, we turn to our interns,
And I'm interning, baby. I'm interning. Yeah, it's sorry that Georgia isn't here. I hear she's in Cresta Butte, in Southwest Colorado. Loving I'm pretty sure it's sunshine down there still. If it's not, it's snowing, which is probably the amazing stuff that we all like to snowboard on.
Where is Crested Butte? Like, there's
Southwest Colorado. Going towards Arizona and New Mexico, Four Corners area, or going towards it, but before it, obviously.
Right on.
It's a good place. There's a college down there too in the Gunnison area. It's called Western State. Just kind of plug in the Colorado universities, be it that we're Colorado. We would need everybody to get an education. About being an intern, I am interning at the Colorado Media School currently at the moment. Doing my intern at iCannabisRadio.com, which is unorthodox to say the least.
That's freedom in Colorado these days. One of my favorite movies, PCU, they said, you can major in Game Boy if you know how to bullshit. Welcome to Colorado.
Welcome to Colorado. Now, it's a pleasure. I'm a native, technically. I was born in Kansas City, but my mom moved here before my first birthday. So I've been here a large majority of my life. And rep Denver right. I'm a Denverite. That's what we're called.
So who in this room has been in Colorado most all their life? All right.
It's everybody.
Good job.
That would
rare.
be unanimous.
That is rare nowadays in Colorado to find a room full of people that have been in Colorado either their whole life or the vast majority of their life.
Yeah, a room of Denverites is hard to find these
Very.
days.
So, all right. We should have fun Colorado random facts.
I'm with it. I got Colorado facts.
Let's see what we can find. I got a few random Halloween facts we'll, bust out into. I'm still trying to find some information on what happened at the meeting today in Denver over the edibles. They're trying to, the one guy that's trying to propose banning edibles. Because, well, the message that I'm getting from our government, I'm just going to sum up two dumbass key points, is that A, pizza is a vegetable, and B, candy is only for children.
Pizza is a vegetable.
No, I mean pizza is a fruit. Or no, wait, what did they say? Pizza is a fruit or a vegetable? One of the two. It's a vegetable. Yeah, they said pizza is a vegetable. Pizza is not a vegetable.
Hey,
pizza is dough. It is sugary sauce made from tomatoes, which are fruit. And
yeah,
there's
tomatoes
cheese on
are
it.
fruit.
That's not a vegetable.
I actually heard one of the greatest pizza quotes the other day. It was, sex is like pizza. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's still pretty good.
But people in jail aren't saying that.
I mean,
They're not even getting close to saying that.
they're probably not even getting pizza.
That's not
I'm pretty sure.
consensual sex.
I don't know if you can order up. Hey, let me get 2 slices from your local pizza spot. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you could do that in jail. I don't know. I don't quite know if they deliver. pizza by the slice in your county correctional facility.
Probably not. Probably not.
I imagine prisoners get pizza sometimes.
They've got to at some points.
I mean, it's like cheap to get, and they get probably that shitty school pizza. Remember those circle ones or the square ones?
I don't even know if they do that anymore. I think they just order out like Little Caesars or some bullshit around here. It's blackjack.
I mean, feeding inmates Little Caesars is actually kind of torture. So, I mean, I would do it to them. You're in jail. You got to eat this. No crazy bread, though. No crazy bread.
Crazy bread sounds good.
I mean, I would never really eat Little Caesars. One, because I don't eat pizza often enough, but the pizza's low quality. Then crazy bread is probably the worst. But if I were to eat a slice of Little Caesars, it has to have crazy bread. It's like, I mean, like they're like conjoined twins.
You can't be forced to eat Little Caesars pizza and not get what makes Little Caesars worth still being open, which is the crazy bread.
The crazy bread. I mean, I think they literally ran a business model. Like 3 dudes were in the room. Like, we should keep this business open. We got this crazy bread thing, and they were like,
this crazy idea. It's this bread with garlic and shit on it. Huh?
And we call it craziness. But yeah, no. Little Caesars. It's not a Colorado company, so I try to stay away from it.
Right.
I'm a Colorado company fan guy.
Right. Already been chewed.
Always buy Colorado.
Already been chewed.
Or already been chewed. Because I'm pretty sure since we're not like connected to any body of water that's huge, we're probably getting stuff that's already been chewed and then they ship it here. Like seafood, for example. You know, every lobster you get's 2 days old, 2 days out the water. You know what I'm saying? So we're like, oh, it was caught this morning. Like out of fish tank. You know, like it's just a rule that we get for being a landlocked state, the greatest landlocked state in this nation. Yeah, suck it in Montana.
So, I want to jump into this thing real quick. There's a funny story that's going around. It's titled "Parents Are Outraged as Toys R Us Sells Crystal Meth Breaking Bad Dolls," and so.
I heard they were making Breaking Bad Legos.
So here's the thing. This is the reason why I wanted to bring up this story now, because, like I said a few moments ago, is number 2 that candy is only for children, according to our government, which we know is not true. I mean, we're all grown-ups and we all still eat candy.
And whoever said candy makes you dandy wasn't a kid or clever. Like they weren't. A kid's not clever enough to come up with something.
Right, and that wasn't. Yeah, no. And toys aren't just for children either. Just like cartoons aren't for kids. I mean,
true.
Look at Family Guy. That's not a kid's cartoon.
Probably not. Or Moral Earl.
I haven't seen that one, but
it's one of the greatest.
There's a ton of them. I mean, there's Mr. Pickles. If you haven't seen Mr. Pickles yet, holy shit, that is a fucked up cartoon.
Yeah, Lucy, the daughter of the devil. That was a good one.
I think I saw a couple episodes of that one.
Yeah, it's the same voice from the guy who does Archer, which is clearly not a kid cartoon.
No, absolutely not. So, yeah, I guess I see where parents might be I see where parents might be outraged over something like this, but that's their own fucking fault. Like, if you don't want your kids playing with toys that depict an adult TV show, don't buy them for them.
I mean, I think it starts with the adult TV show where you said it. Like, I am a parent, and I wouldn't condone my daughter having a crystal meth doll, but in a sense of, am I allowing my daughter to watch Breaking Bad anyway?
But
my kid would have to be at least like 13.
But these aren't crystal meth dolls. These are action figures, and until they know what they're about, the gun in his hand should have been, like, if the same parents, I hope, were outraged over toy guns or cap guns or, I don't know, anything ridiculous that's violent, that would make more sense than this. It's the stigma that adults give to it and said, oh, these guys are making crystal meth. Well, they're not. They're action figures. There's no meth. There's no nothing. This guy's wearing a hazmat suit. I think this guy's wearing a coat.
It's the insinuation of the show, though. I think that's where it's,
Those are pretty realistic looking dolls.
They are. But I think I think
Action
it's,
figures.
Action figures. That's yeah, don't want.
They're not dolls. They're action figures.
Yeah, we don't want the last action hero Arnold Schwarzenegger to come in here and jump to our movie screen.
Well, but here even the first line of the article says the American toy shop Toys R Us has been criticized by parents for selling a range of drug dealer dolls based on the television series Breaking Bad.
See,
but nobody has a problem with every costume store in America selling the hippie hair, the pot smoking hippie stoner joint outfit,
The
any of those
stereotypical stoner.
Right, that's not a problem.
The
but
penis outfits.
or Homer Simpson, who's the best animated alcoholic on the planet.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I'm glad they're not getting outraged over the weed stuff, and that they are getting outraged over something like meth, but they're toys.
But I mean, I think one thing that the people do is complain. Like they're complaining about the popularity of a show that the people have made popular by watching. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and by making it popular, it's going to be on in commercials and all over the place, and that's going to make the kids want to see it and want to be a part of the older people's world. You know what I mean?
Well, the place that, like, obviously, this article, the people who are complaining are walking into a Toys R Us and getting it. So Toys R Us may have a PR problem on their hand with some of the stuff that they buy and put on their shelves. I don't see necessarily nothing bad with the toys because I like the show, but I can see some people not like, with the drug reference of the show, not really happy with it.
Well, and I mean, I get it as it goes on and says that the 6-inch action figures sell for $17.99. One of them they're mad about because it portrays the drug dealer clutching a gun with a detachable bag of cash and blue rocks of the drug crystal meth.
Blue rocks.
Why'd they make that for kids?
Well, they didn't make it for kids. It's a toy.
toy.
They sell it at Toys R Us. Believe it or not.
Just because a toy store, I mean, Toys R Us it's not toys for kids. There's Babies R Us inside. That's stuff for babies. But Toys R Us includes me, my daughter, your kid, your uncle, anybody who wants a toy.
Right.
You can get Scrabble or some shit. Some adult type toy.
You can get anything.
This just comes into where parents need to take responsibility for their children.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't want your kids to play with these toys, don't play with them. Don't buy them.
If your kid knows who Walter is in
on
doll
you.
form before, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm almost certain, like, you see a kid, kids don't read the packages of any toy they see. They don't be like, oh, this one's by Mattel, and there's a customer service number on the back. Dad, you should get it for me, and call them and say, no. They go, I want that based on their knowledge of the product.
Well, the colors, the shapes, the accessories. Kids don't give a fuck about anything else. They just like the stuff.
Period.
Like, give me the toy. Give me the toy and all the fun things that come with it. I don't care. So this one, I get it. It comes with a bag of crystal meth. I mean, it's not real. It's a toy, but does it?
I mean, if it came with real crystal meth, the toy would actually be worth something.
Right.
You pay $50 for the toy, get $100 worth of meth. I'd just buy a bunch of toys and make a bunch of money.
Although the problem with these, whenever I see articles like this, it makes me want to go out and buy them because if they're going to pull it, that shit's going to be worth money.
Something. True.
And so it's like, well, I don't watch the show. I got a couple buddies that are super religious on it, and it was huge.
I watched
huge.
it.
Was it good? I could
It was
never
real
get through
good.
a couple of episodes.
I watched like the first season. It's neat. It's a good show.
You got to be able to deal with like uppity women.
There's some
Because there's a
bullshit.
lot of uppity women on that show that just grind your gears.
I just haven't had time really to sit and watch a show.
You don't fuck with a man's business, you know.
My blue meth business.
But yeah, blue rocks in a bag with a toy with a gun.
I wouldn't want my kid playing with that, but at the same time, if I take my kid to Toys R Us and he's looking at the Walter doll and knows who he is, that's on
your
me.
fault. That's your fault for sure. But that toy is obviously NRA and DEA approved, for sure.
Well, and this is the sentence I was looking for in here. I'm glad that it's here. It says, the dolls are sold as part of a deal with Sony Pictures Television, which distributes the show in Toys R Us's collectibles section, and are aimed at adults and children older than 14. However,
So it says 14 and up on the box?
well, I don't know. That's just what this particular article says. It does say, however, parents took to the Toy Giants Facebook page to say they did not want their teenagers to be exposed to drug dealing even at the age of 15. And
What? At high school, the day you walked into high school is the first day if you have not already been exposed to drug dealing.
right, if you're not learning about drugs on the internet now, you're gonna learn all about them in high school.
Period. You walk through the hallways, you see like a cute chick, and she's like, "Come on, let's go smoke some weed." You're like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? And then vagina's a drug. I don't care what you say. And they were handing it out in high school.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like they're, you can get. That's where I got my first dose. Hooked ever since.
See, this is how dumb people are. And one of the comments on that page says, "Nothing says toys for kids like an action figure with a bag of crystal meth. I can't wait for my 15-year-old to grow up like that." It's like, well, what about the Incredible Hulk? Do you think your kid's going to grow up to be like the Incredible Hulk? Or what about Avalanche toys? Hockey action figures. Are you worried about your kid growing up to be a hockey player too? I mean, come on.
He could lose all his teeth.
Oh.
But I'm going like there's so much more like drugs is ubiquitous with pop culture. Whether it's the Hollywood music, whatever.
But again, what's great about it is it's if they end up getting pulled, then
the price of the toy goes up.
The price of the toy skyrockets.
But no, I mean like I'm going back where with with how ubiquitous the drug dealing is, it doesn't stand next to guns, which is a big problem issue that needs to be addressed in our society. Murder, all that stuff, which is just ubiquitous in Hollywood and television. Where drug dealing, yes, it's bad. Don't condone it. Do it legally. There's a right way to go about selling your pot in this state, obviously. But it's just one of those things that I think that there's stuff out there that's way worse that's being projected on a daily basis in a society that where this TV show that's popular by probably the parents of these kids or the peers of these parents, you know what I'm saying, are calling complaining about this doll. It's capitalism. Understand how this works. People make stuff to sell it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, these things it's definitely set up for quote unquote failure, to be a problem that they can come in and wipe out, and then there's tons of money to be made on what's already been out there. It's silly. It's funny to watch the internet hype, to read some of the stuff. But it all comes back down to parents take care of your kids. It's how you raise them. Society is fucked up. Go down that same toy aisle that you're bitching about the Breaking Bad characters, and look at all the monster characters and all the stuff from the other horror movies and all these other things.
Or the superficial Barbie at the end, turning our girls into bulimics and, plastic surgery, superficial little pricks, little. I hate it. I hate it.
I think it's just, I don't know. Part of me says, yeah, I could see how the toys could have influence, but the other part of me says this is the price we pay for capitalism in a wannabe free society.
Well, I mean, like the people who have the right to make the toy, there's the people who have the right to complain about the toy.
Right.
Kind of comes with the
and complain all you want. Is there's just paragraphs of the different complaints. Yep, it does say that. It says at the very bottom, Toys R Us did not comment to the Telegraph here, but a spokesman told NBC News the product packaging clearly notes that the items are intended for ages 15 and up.
So hold on, you're getting that from the Telegraph? Hey, go back to how much you said the price of it was. That means it's going to tell us how much it is in the British pound.
The British pound, it's $11.16.
11 pounds. Yeah, we suck. Our money needs to get better.
Right. way better.
Because what'd you say it was? $17.99.
$17.99. But if they pull them, if they just don't make that many of them, that by next year, if it's gone, that'll be worth double.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
Or even $100. Who knows?
So.
Oh well, you did say a Denver fact. You did ask for a Denver fact, and I found one. I found a good one for you, a rather nice one. Denver's view, the panoramic view of the mountains. The greatest thing. I actually think us Denverites are lucky. We go places and get mad when we don't see it because we can't find west. But our panoramic view of the mountains stretches over 140 miles. you know what I'm saying? You look 70 miles one way, 7 miles the other way. 140 miles of panoramic view mountains.
As long as it's not full of pollution. Like if we catch it on a good after a rain or snow day.
I mean,
Because I was noticing that yesterday when I was driving to and back from Loveland, how when you drive to different cities along the I-25 corridor, you get an entirely different perspective of the mountains. And pretty much from anywhere out there, you get to see basically that long stretch in either direction. But I was noticing yesterday that it was real hazy at the south end. It was like, it didn't look like it was very far, a couple of mountains, and then it just got haze. It's
Nothing's on fire.
No, it's just build-up pollution. We haven't really had any rain or snow or anything. This, in fact, holy shit, it's the middle, almost the end of October, and we still have leaves on the trees.
Yeah, but we got snow already, though, one time.
We got that little snow.
At the beginning of September. It was technically a summer. That's a summer snowstorm.
Yeah, we had a summer snowstorm. It's whose?
Gnu.
It's your dog's birthday.
Gnu's
One
birthday.
year.
Happy birthday, Gnu. We were giving him shit because he was trying to eat a corn dog, but come to find out it's his birthday, he should be able to eat what he
we'll
wants.
have to make him his own. Because no, he'll just fart and stink.
Leave a corn dog on the floor.
So, anyways, I suppose we should take a break. We missed that by 7 minutes, but that's what happens. So we'll be right back.
I know, Georgia, we need you. You're the anchor.
The law offices of Edson, Maiden, and Matz provide criminal defense, medical marijuana defense, and advice about setting up and running medical marijuana centers, optional premises cultivation operations, and infused product manufacturing businesses throughout Colorado. With offices in Denver and Aspen, we can offer assistance throughout the entire state of Colorado. Give us a call at 303-831-8188. That's 303-831-8188. Or visit us online at warrenedson.com.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com.
I'm Gary Johnson, and you're listening to iCannabis Radio, and I want to say, talk it up, Colorado.
And we're back. So, yeah, almost knocked that fucker over. That's the problem with the little drop downs. It
Almost more broken glass.
makes the weight. Yeah, the studio. We don't need no more broken glass in this motherfucker.
Well, we just heard that Gary Johnson thing, so I suppose we should talk a little cannabis.
Yeah, let's
Since
run
we
back
are
into some
iCannabis Radio.
cannabis news.
I
before
wonder
we
if
get to the
Georgia would
candy.
allow us to do a dab like this.
She'd allow
Like what?
it.
I mean,
Oh yeah, welcome to the station, man.
I'm out of.
Is this Colorado?
True. I mean,
See, this is great because on the radio here we can say stuff like "fuck."
I like the word fuck.
I like the word "fuck" too.
You know
but
the
can't on
5
regular
words they
radio.
teach you at school?
You know,
Fuck,
shit,
shit,
piss,
yeah.
fart,
Yeah.
cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker.
They're
Oh, those are
literally, they
7 words you
literally
can't say
give
on
you a
TV.
sheet of paper with them all listed out.
That would be
literally.
great to see. Like George Carlin does the great skit.
Yeah, exactly like George Carlin. But we just heard that Gary Johnson interview, and he recently suggested to High Times and multiple other sources, because he's the New Mexico governor, by the way, if people didn't know. He recently told Fox News and stuff that Cannabis Sativa Incorporated believes that marijuana could be effective in treating Ebola and does not appear to have any concrete evidence to support the claims. So,
Wait,
So
Gary
does-
Johnson's saying that another company is saying that?
Cannabis Sativa Inc. I guess
Are they out of New Mexico?
I don't know. He's obviously affiliated with them. So this doctor came out, Dr. David B. Allen, the medical director of Cannabis Sativa Inc. He stated that it's a genuine regulator to the immune system processes for those suffering from HIV, with cannabis revered for its ability to kill viruses. Dr. Allen then says it only makes sense that herb could prevent hemorrhaging and cell leaking of 2 of the deadliest factors of Ebola. And then Thursday, Gary Johnson told reporters that his comments last week regarding weed and Ebola were meant to imply that were grounds for conducting additional research for the matter, because certain cannabis compounds have success in alleviating the fatality rates of this disease. What do you think about that, Jeremy? Do you think Gary Johnson's got to just talking out his butt, or he has a valid thing that we should look into what weed can help more?
I totally agree that we should look into what weed can cure more. With everything that we're just starting to touch on with the Cannabis Cures Cancer campaigns and all these people that are being healed, all these children that are in remission, that everything's totally gone. For anybody listening, do us a favor, please don't get Ebola. Like the easiest way to cure yourself from Ebola is to not get it. So do what you got to do and don't get it. Okay?
1 ounce of prevention is worth a pound of recovery.
Bam! There's your public service announcement for tonight.
Benjamin Franklin, I think.
So don't get Ebola.
So Ronell, does weed cure Ebola?
No. I'm gonna say because
only if you inject it between your toes.
No, I'm gonna go.
My God.
The reason why I'm almost certain that you'll never know is because one, if I know you have Ebola, you can't hit my weed. That's it. So I'm pretty sure 2 people in the room.
Nobody with Ebola go to the cannabis cup.
Period. 2 people in a room. 1 person with Ebola. 1 person with weed. They're not gonna be friends. I just don't think that somebody's gonna share. I'll
roll you one.
I'll roll you one, and I'll leave it in this city, and I'll tell you where it's at.
What if it's the last one? If it's the
it.
last joint, you gonna share it with them?
Not pass it back and forth, no.
So you just give them the rest of like you get as high as you can.
They might light it up for them and then be like,
I don't know if they got Ebola. They probably need it more than me.
Nah, man. I'm sitting in a room with somebody with Ebola. I need to smoke.
Well, if you're sitting in a room with somebody with Ebola, you're fucked too. So you're damn right you need to smoke. Because you're at the beginning, like, whatever. Ooh, fuck that.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know getting harassed by cops is something that weed brings, but it also helps you get over them just leaving. Like, oh, the cops are gone. Fire that up. We'll be all right.
Like the joint after the cop leaves is like one of the best joints ever.
Period. It's like almost like the cigarette with the coffee.
It's like when you've had a shitty day and you go home and smoke a bowl and you just feel that weight go off your shoulders. It's kind of like that.
Just come back.
So on that note, is anybody else going trick or treating this year to look for free medicated candy?
Oh, I wish.
Because I hear that that's what's happening. I was checking out some of the news, and
that's like the
apparently people are going to be giving that out with like it might even have razor blades in it.
Edibles with razor blades.
But even then,
that's killer.
I would like to find out
handing out this year.
I mean, at the price of an edible, why? Like, okay.
Well, the price of an edible is not the cost of an edible. So if they're more worried about people making that at home, because you can make it at home for the price of whatever you buy a gram for at the store. You can take home, do it all yourself, and make a pan of brownies with a gram of hash in it. And
okay, so let's say this
costs you $30.
Let's say this deviant person who's gonna make weed brownies or weed cookies or whatever bought his weed from the dispensary. I still don't think that the price that he paid for the weed to make the cookies to ruin some little kid's night is worth it. I think he's probably
the
effort and
you could sell those
and the cook time.
Right, but if you've got thousands of dollars and you're feeling like a jackass,
go to the strip club.
But not everybody's gonna do that.
I mean,
the whole giving out candy,
I'm not saying
that's going to happen.
I'm not saying it's impossible.
That's just a propaganda bullshit. But it's totally possible. It's completely doable, but nobody's likely to do it.
There's a lot of crazy, weird people in this world. We know about that from all the crazy events we've gone through the last 10 years, but
it just has to happen one time.
Yeah, but no,
the worst thing that's going to happen to that kid is he'll get hungry and then fall asleep.
And throw up all over the place, probably.
If he doesn't know what's going on, yeah.
But no, like for me, like I'm an adult. Like let somebody, like for me, I like if somebody slipped drugs in my drink, like that's free drugs. But then I've never been a girl.
It's a roofie.
I've never been a girl neither. Like girls worry about that. I don't. I'm like, yeah, pile them all and throw them in the bag.
No, I'd worry about it. I wouldn't want to get roofied.
I mean,
just in case,
I mean, I'm still gonna make it home. I just got roofie in my system.
Well, maybe. maybe that dude's gonna take you home to his home, and you're gonna be crawling up the stairs, not knowing what's going on.
Nah, G.
I mean, that's like I like other things too, but not. I don't want to be roofied.
I mean, I don't even know how roofie works. I don't even know what
or
the.
dosed or any of that.
Speaking of
Like,
edibles,
surprise drugs are not fun. Like if you're just going and all of a sudden you're like,
Well, my drug list is limited. The only drugs I've actually done is weed, alcohol, and vagina. Those are like that's my drug list. It kind of gets.
and freebasing vagina is definitely
you'll get addicted.
you get addicted quick.
I've definitely freebased a 6-pack vagina for sure.
and it can definitely cost you a lot. That could be a very expensive habit, so you might want to consider starting with cocaine. It's much cheaper.
I mean,
Those all jokes.
I've never done, but I've never done cocaine. But I've done copious amounts of vagina. And
It's got that shit lined up on the mirrors, man. It's doing rails of vagina.
period, man. It's like,
Speaking of that article you just brought up, Jeremy, I got a neighborhood watch thing the other day.
Uh-oh.
And it was like just for Halloween, the things to look out for, drunk drivers and stuff. But there was a list, and on that list was the marijuana edibles. And I'd even think twice about it, but it's to the point where neighborhood watch people are even making. Look out for the guy baking edibles.
Well, but that's because it makes them appear like they're more effective.
They know
like,
what they're
look,
doing.
We took the necessary steps to.
I
educate
watched the
people.
9 o'clock news.
So you know what I want to do is I really want to go to the store and get like 5 of those 5-pound bags of Sour Patch Kids and get 2 or 3 boxes of Ziploc bags and just put a bunch in there, small amounts, and give them out. Just like 10 Sour
Like
Patch
you're giving
Kids per bag.
sacks.
so make it look like they're medicated.
Yeah, but no, I don't. I mean, that's what other people might think, but just do that so therefore it saves money, and because I've got more candy to give out, but then people will get it, and it will start such a ridiculous controversy.
Kids love that shit. Like, I remember at my sister's wedding, they were giving us, like, sparkling apple juice or whatever, like it was champagne.
Right.
And the kids went crazy over that. I feel like if you tried to make, like, a knockoff edible for kids, that's sketchy territory. But if you could do that right, you could sell the hell out of it.
As long as nobody makes a medicated popcorn ball.
We used to go ape shit over candy cigarettes.
Oh,
God.
yeah, candy
You
cigarettes.
give a kid a candy cigarette, they would sit there and eating the candy like.
All right, blow out the wrapper that had that little sugar in there, so when you blew out, it looked like smoke. So you go.
My uncle always tells me this classic story where his grandma drove up and he was smoking, and he just ran inside and replaced the cigs in his back pocket with a pair of candy cigs, and she'd always like go through his shit. You smoking cigarettes? And pulls it out. No, Mom, it's just candy cigarettes.
How did he get rid of the smell, or is she just like the best mom ever?
That's what I was gonna say. Unless she was a heavy smoker. If she was a smoker, she probably wouldn't have smelled it. But
Period.
if she wasn't.
I mean, like if I catch my kid smoking weed or something, I'm like, it smells like weed in here, and my kid would be like, that was you from earlier. I'd be like, oh shit, sorry for assuming, and just walk out the room, because she would probably absolutely right.
But I think it'd be great to do it with Sour Patch Kids, because that's the picture they use in everything. Like this picture here, it shows you a regular Sour Patch Kid and a Sour Patch Kid that has been sprayed with a cannabis-laden tincture spray.
What, a solvent?
Let's
Tincture
see,
spray?
What are they? Well, that's how like a lot of the companies take pre-existing products. Like, have you seen the gummy raspberries? Where it's like a dot, but it has those little sprinkles on it that are all one color, so they look like they're little raspberries. They're about the size of an average dot. The Dots candy. But they take those and just spray them, and then they repackage them. So they buy a pound of them for what, $5, and then sell them for hundreds of dollars just by spraying them down with weed.
I actually seen this weed at this dispensary. They were charging like for the gram, for like the eighth was like $75 for an eighth, right? But this is what they were taking the weed and like rolling it in
Caviar.
Keef.
Yeah,
It's caviar.
like
Is that what
oil
that
and
means?
keef, yeah.
Roll it in keef, dip it in hash oil, roll it in keef 3 times.
That's dumb. Okay, we've done that on accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've taken our weed and put it in a bag with other weed that's been in there, and it just has keef of other weed on it. You know what I'm saying? And it's basically they took a bag of Golden Goat and put all that Golden Goat in the bag that they had a whole bunch of diesel in, shake it up, and go, now we're going to charge you $60.
Well, they
You know what I'm saying?
take that nug drip hash oil over it, so even more.
No, this stuff doesn't have, the stuff that I'm talking about doesn't have hash on it. It just has,
it's just the bud
just
with
the-
a different type of keef
it
on
just has,
top?
that's what it was.
That's weird
It
as
was,
hell.
I mean, okay, that looks pretty cool.
So,
I mean, like, I don't know what it looked like. That's what they said it was inside of it was packaged.
well, that's what you hope it looks like.
Did you smell it?
No, it was prepackaged. You know what I'm saying? It was
you smell
prepackaged. so I couldn't-
caviar. You can tell it's caviar.
But
Yeah,
you're
'cause
talking about
usually
like they
it doesn't smell
petrify the
good.
buds with hash oil, though. That's what
Yeah,
you're basically
and then
saying.
they roll it in keef several times, so that way it looks like this. So it's kind of like a
Oh,
solid.
that's why it
call-
has the coating on it.
Yeah, they call it like moon rocks or caviar or.
Do you break that up and put it in a blunt? Because that's how I mean, like that's
you
my
could. You'd need a grinder.
yeah. Because if you
It'd
touch
be
it
way
with your
too sticky.
yeah,
Right?
see,
It'd be better just to try to break it up
see,
in half and jam it in a bowl.
see. I'm a
think.
blunt smoker. I
didn't
couldn't.
know.
That would take too much time to smoke a blunt. I'd be like mad.
See, speaking of taking some time, why don't we take a break and do some cannabis-related research real quick?
I'm with it.
We'll be right back.
Are you a runner? Are you a runner who supports marijuana legalization? Run on Grass is a group of athletes actively seeking to change our marijuana laws. We speak the truth about cannabis, bringing the message through our feet to new ears. Check out runongrass.com to find out more about us, our events, and how to join up or how to sponsor a runner. If you're in the Denver area, please join us for runs or start a group in your area. Running not your thing? Any sport can do it. On grass. Runongrass.com. Let's face it, rules and regulations are complicated, especially in the field of medical marijuana. Let Medical Marijuana 101 help you get through the compliance process. We can also explain to you your employment requirements, your employees, and your business. But our work doesn't stop there. Our experience in cultivation ranges from the design of grow rooms to the diagnosis and resolution of grow problems. Visit us at www.medicalmarijuana101.com or call 303-388-7706. That's 303-388-7706.
And we're back. It is Happy Monday, October 20th,
Happy.
2014.
This is one of the better Mondays.
Like, I like Mondays. I try not to do too much on Mondays. I work at night and all that because I like to see everybody's just angry posts about like how much Mondays suck. And it's like, well, I sleep in on Mondays.
I mean,
I'm up early every other day, but whatever.
I'm a snowboarder, so I actually
That's not true.
don't.
Not what you said. What I said.
Oh, what
Sorry,
you
go
said.
on.
You don't sleep
I
in
don't.
on
I don't get up early. That was just a lie. I don't even know where that came from. I get up early for me.
Hey,
Anyways.
French cinnamon toast crunch is best before 7:30 in the morning. So you should figure that out. Try it.
I don't know. It tastes pretty goddamn good after 7:30 at night. I tell you what, 3, 4 in the morning, bowl tastes great.
Oh, I love it. But no, being a snowboarder, I don't really like going the weekends because the weekends is just too packed. Like
Yeah.
Like it's sometimes it's cool to go on the weekends when you
Well,
have like
earlier in the year, it's not that bad. Like
True,
up
but
until
the snow's
November.
the snow's not as great. But like I mean, we're like in general when you go on the weekends, that's like the maximum amount of people who are gonna go for the week, and it's just
Gabe's.
and it's I mean, like sometimes it's cool because you meet more people. The opportunity to meet people is higher when there's more people, obviously. But the snow is just beat up, chopped up, done if it's not all powdery, and so I prefer to go during the week. Less people, less traffic. You can get more twists and turns, and you get like more mountain time to yourself, I guess. And on Mondays, I think is really ideal because, like you said, everybody has the case of the Mondays where they're like, "Oh, I gotta do that." Blah. Well, I can't hear none of that because I'm snowboarding.
Right. Create a life where you don't have to do that on a
Period.
Monday.
I've never seen a person who works at the snowboard like lift thing complaining on the day I see him, which is usually Monday. I think that dude likes his job. You know what I'm saying?
If you really like your job, it doesn't really matter what day of the week you're going. But for all the people that are like, "Oh, I hate Mondays. I gotta go back to work."
Looks like somebody's got a case of the Mondays.
Question: like, what job do you think enjoys Mondays the best? Like, what occupation do you think?
The sports radio guys had a fun Monday today.
Ooh, no, in the football world, for
Yeah.
sure, Monday's got to be amazing for these
I
people.
bet you liquor stores, maybe.
Oh my god!
Why? Because
'Cause
Alcoholics.
They went through all their booze on over the weekend, and they're all cleaned out. So
I
they're
mean-
thinking like, "Fuck, I need to restock my booze for the week. I can't get through my
I don't
week."
think getting drunk has a particular, like, Monday would probably be the least drunk day.
Well,
of the
right, but
week.
that's the day that people are trying to restock their cabinet.
True.
And it's
Makes
just a
sense.
thought. It may not be. It might be Fridays.
You know who I
everybody's
think-
stocking up for the weekends.
You know who I think probably enjoys Mondays the most? Priests and pastors. They wake up on Monday and count their money. I'm like, oh
Right,
my
they could
God,
sin for-
I made
for
a
several
killing
days.
yesterday, and I didn't even sell weed.
They sell Jesus.
There you go. They still have all their
'Cause
weed.
Jesus needs your spare change.
At least 10% of all your spare change.
If you skip that basket, you get mean mugged.
Period. Oh man, I remember one time my mom gave me the money for the tithe, and I tried to give half of it because I felt that like my mom was giving me tithe for being her kid, and so now I have to give Jesus 50% because, well, I only have $2.
Well, but you're not giving it to Jesus. Jesus is dead. So, like, that's just a thing. You're giving it to a priest. That priest is not giving it to Jesus. He is spending it. So,
I'm currently a non-believer, but I'm gonna go back when the indoctrination was good and thick and ripe and ready. I was convinced that I was giving my $2 for a cause, but come to find out, since my mom had just given it to me, I felt entitled to half of it. Like, I just earned this, homie. You can't have it all.
50% pass charge.
I know, but I got in trouble for only giving him 50%, which after I'd read,
but the tithing is 10%.
see, that's why
So
I
50%. That's the government doesn't even fuck us that way.
So I was kind of like, I think I had gotten in trouble because my mom felt that I was cutting in on the business deal that her and Jesus had made.
See, so is she talking about Jesus or does she know a Jesus? Because like he's getting the good shit.
No, my mom speaks English. I learned about Jesus later in my life. My mom's
Right
my mom's
after
a Jew.
Dare, I knew what I wanted to get from Jesus. But yeah,
But no, I don't know. I like Mondays, and I think Mondays are the best day of the week. Mondays is what keep people honest. If there weren't Mondays, everybody would be drunk, high all weekend. No bullshit.
well, but then it would just be Tuesday. Everyone would hate Tuesdays.
I mean,
It's whatever day the work week starts on. But you're right. That's Monday that ends that weekend.
period.
People are gonna hate whether it's Mondays or Breaking Bad dolls.
So
Fair.
did we ever talk about the edibles?
No, we probably the Halloween.
I mean, we made fun
deals,
of some of
but
that
not-
stuff a little bit. Did we talk anything official
Not
about
that.
it?
Oh, about
The
Colorado.
health official recommending to ban all pot edibles.
Where is this person from? Tell me.
He is. Let me look.
I mean, like, what organization is he from?
City council.
City Council. I mean, that's who. Okay, so that's who he's talking
Yeah, it's
for. I mean, that's who he's speaking for. He's the spokesperson for the City Council.
well, no wait, it's Jeff Lawrence of the Colorado Department of Public Health and
Jeff
Environment.
Lawrence.
Okay.
And here's his statement. To allow the production and retail marijuana edibles that are naturally attractive to children is counter to Amendment 64. Because it's not like alcohol has things that kid.
Oh man,
kids wouldn't
they
wanna
put
go
it in
for.
a bottle. Babies have bottles from birth. They
Right.
put beer in a bottle.
Well, they make alcoholic, like chocolate filled with alcohol, like the chocolate liqueur. You know, you get those little individually wrapped
true,
bottles.
true.
I mean, what? That's not for
They make
kids.
mini bottles.
But they sell that stuff in a store that you have to be 21 to buy almost everything in, except cigarettes. Or you could go in as a young person and buy a soda.
But then there's those.
But
No, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh no, that's pretty much it. It's
No,
just silly.
But if you go in and look at some of these, like the Four Locos or the Cisco or the Thunderbird or whatever, these cans look like something resemblance like a Monster or a rock star. And who was that?
towards the
Teenagers.
college, younger.
Yeah,
Period.
teenage college
So,
kids.
I mean, and like, I'm not saying we're comparing apples to oranges when we say alcohol and sugar, granted, but in the sense of where the marketing still has that eye appeal, and you're killing them either way. You're either going to kill them getting them drunk or killing them by getting them diabetes.
Remember that
Take your
energy
pick.
drink that came out? It was called fuck, I can't remember, but it had an actual warning label on it. That
Oh
said
yeah, where if you
surge
drank
or
more than
something.
like 3, you'd have
No,
like a heart
surge,
attack.
Yeah, but it said like don't
Surge.
drink more than a half a can at once, and like if you exceed 3, you might die.
Like that can be sold at a gas station where a 5-year-old could buy it.
Right. I mean, are they IDing for those? But does it really matter? Because that's
It
as
got
a parent-
banned pretty quick, but still.
But as a parent, you're not going to buy that for your kid. Your kid's already hyper. You know they're not going to buy it. If they ban edibles from retail shops, do they really think they're going to go away?
Well, it's the same thing. It's always the
The
same
black market will get
BS.
huge.
It's the same
Huge.
BS for weed. They have the 2 stories. What about the children? And another children-related article. If children smoke weed, their IQ could possibly go down.
Yeah.
That's their 2 arguments.
My-
And BBC News just did another one of those
My argument
today. 3 hours ago was posted.
My argument with the edible thing is if you're worried about the kids, no. My grandpa, Sergeant Frank Brown, is 27 years in the U.S. Army. Right now, the best thing that he can take for his back so he can get some rest is doing marijuana, and it's in edible form, in candy form. He's a diabetic. He does a sugar-free candy form, and he can sit back, relax, chill. He put his time, effort, diet, everything he could for
And
this
it's-
country, and now they're basically saying he can't have relief unless he does it in super drug form. No. grow it out the-
Oxycontin.
Oxycontin, something that,
Vicodin.
like, no.
If they ban edibles, we'll just start teaching every motherfucker how to decarboxylate their oil and how to bake this shit themselves. Like if they take this away, we'll empower everybody in such a way that,
This will help street dealers even more.
I mean,
right? Because people will be buying up a whole lot more oil, and if there's no oil, they'll be buying up all your weed to make oil. It's
man.
they just. That's the thing. They don't think it through. They think, oh, I got to get famous.
You
too,
don't
so I
think the
gotta come up with
street
a
dealer can make a
dumb law."
bar that can be broken into pieces and eaten?
Do you think that most people don't even care? Shit, most people just buy a chocolate bar.
you know who's going to run that? There's going to be a group of grandmas running the candy gang game. They're going to just be hurting them with the sweet tarts that get you to the moon. So if they illegalize it, it'll be like the kitty catty club that are selling Kit Kat licking weed
And-
chocolates.
I remember it might have been you, Jeremy, made this argument a long time ago. They say the packaging looks like candy, but if you put vodka in a water bottle next to another water bottle,
You're gonna have to smell it so you can figure out which one it is. So it doesn't really matter what the labels look like.
Yeah.
Well, and that goes back to still their,
and alcohol is the coolest. They're kind of cool, the labels alcohol can come up with. They come up with holographic labels that turn blue, labels that
That change colors with how far you get into the bottle.
and even the cans.
tell your ass to grab another beer and get drunk, motherfucker.
Or like, have you ever seen like the bottles that you drink them and it like exposes a picture in the back? The further and further the alcohol is
Oh,
going.
yeah. Say what Jerry does that.
Yeah, that's what I think. I'm thinking. I thought it was the crackle, but I haven't drank enough to know. The crackler, whatever.
Cracked.
Now, the one
crack
thing on this
whatever.
9 News website I kind of found funny is this one sentence that stands out right by itself, where it says, Governor John Hickenlooper, Democrat of Colorado, does not support such an edibles ban, his office told 9 News. And it's like, okay, so
Hickenlooper
he's trying
likes
to
edibles, or
no, he's just trying not to
Trying to win the
piss off his
election?
constituents before an election because he realizes, oh wait, everybody out there knows that both of us don't like weed. One of us has to give on something. So this will make us think, oh, okay, well, if it's got to be Hickenlooper or Beaupre, if people are too damn dumb to figure out that Dunaphan's kind of got it figured out.
they're gonna choose the lesser of 2 evils. Like they
And that's
do
how it
every
always
time.
works. And people are like, well, you can't throw your vote away. Well, if everybody, how many people go in and vote for one of the 2 major candidates because that's the absolute person they feel like, I have total
Should be
faith in
there.
this person.
No, they do it because they don't want the other guy to win.
Well, there's got to be, let's say 10%, of the people that go in to vote and think that their candidate they just got absolute 100% faith. I'd say the rest 90%.
I mean, there are people who do that, who just walk in there and pick. Like, they don't look at the candidate; they just look at the letter R or D. You know what I'm saying? Or an eye. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying?
Midgets jumping
You know
up
what I'm
and
saying?
grabbing levers.
Do you see what I'm saying? Like they just walk in there. They don't have. It doesn't
Oh, yeah.
even matter if they said the candidate rapes babies and steals and has a whole list of charges federally on them, but they have an R or a D next to them.
Right.
And there's a large group of people who do that.
And it's that whole party, and that's where people put their faith in a one party of a quote unquote 2-party political system and say, here, make all my decisions without me even being involved. And that's where they go in and say, okay, well, I believe that my R's are doing the best for me, so R. And it's like that comes from that whole stupid testing that we took in school where everyone's all C.
60%, I'm in there.
Right. And that's how that shit works.
And
This is, I think, a ploy right here with this to get Hickenlooper back in the positive.
The good graces of the liberal crowd.
The pot smokers.
Right, but we're not falling for it.
No, I
We're
mean,
going down a fin.
For me though,
yeah.
is even when back when Hickenlooper back in 08, when Hickenlooper was saying he was basically for business. That's kind of what it was. I don't think he was really talking about if it was you get you high, get you what. He's like, is it gonna make some money?
And it's
I'm
making
with it.
tons of
It
money.
don't
making
make
tons
dollars.
of-
It don't make sense.
But
DJ
I mean,
Quick.
But now, totally, that's what I'm talking about. The Murder Was the Case album, good one. But no, just where after 5 years, after 6 years later, the country is in an uproar about the whole thing. Where he's still a politician, he still has a job to do. Where he's not a business owner like he was when he owned Wine Coop. Now he's a brand owner because he's trying to keep the Hickenlooper brand,
Right.
you know, to move further and further up in the Washington politics. I think that's what that move is. Because if for him to say no to business is like, whoa, you said yes to business in Colorado. Almost every form of it, pretty much, you know, unless they weren't profitable. You know, that's what he said no to. Businesses that don't make money.
Right.
So, I mean, Hickenlooper, I think, is kind of just going that. He turned into somebody that we knew and loved as Coloradoans, as Denverites, and then he turned into that Washington crowd. Like, he got to the big leagues.
And that's how it
And that's how
happens.
he's playing.
You know, but that's the thing is he's been in too long. He's corrupted. He's done. It's time to get him out. You definitely don't want Beau Pre in there. That guy's a clown.
I'm going to go
Or
with the guy.
Gardner.
No, I want the guy. Gardner is going against, he's a that's a congressman. That's a representative thing. We're talking the governor thing, the governor race. The governor race has the owner of Shotgun Willie's in it. He's running for governor of Colorado. I mean, no, those that there's the Democrat and the Republican, but then the Independent or the Libertarian or whatever is the owner of
Donovan.
There's a video
Donovan.
floating
Is
around.
that his name?
Yeah.
Donovan, yeah.
Have you guys seen that video about like it was West Virginia or one of the Carolinas or something? It was an East Coast state, and it showed clips of their actual gubernatorial debate, and it looked
The gubernatorial.
Gubernatorial, yeah.
whatever the fuck it is, gubernatorial goobers, man. They're all goobers.
Goofy goobers.
They're all goobers. It was the silliest thing, and when you're done watching, it's like, is this real? And it's like, yeah, they're really real. You go Google all these fuckers, and they're really
all
running.
crazy.
But
If
they're
you
just-
watch the Daily Show or the Colbert Show, they just do the best job pointing at the
Definitely.
crazy of all those fools doing those gubernatorials or whatever.
I mean, like,
Government-related.
somebody should get these politicians and, like, clip what they say and just give it to them in, like, a 10-minute rundown so they can watch, like, a YouTube clip of themselves and then go talk so they don't say some of the stupid shit
Right.
and contradict some of the stupid shit they say. I mean, like, I think that would be, like...
Thank God with the internet we have people who do that now.
You know, like when Peyton Manning throws like an interception, he's sitting on the bench looking at paper like, don't do this again, don't do that again. They need to do that for politicians. Like somebody pull them to the side like, hey man, read this.
But they
man."
need somebody to keep track of all that shit for them because it's hard to keep track of your lies.
Period. And then with the questions the media spits out, they like, they can get you with the words.
So should we take one more break since we passed that too, or should just finish it out? All right.
Oh snap.
We got to shout out
Good. What?
George's dad, right?
I don't have any of that information, so that's. But those folks, yeah,
Or badass
they know.
insurance.
Like they're the only ones that are gonna insure your shit. So you know the drill. Look up another show, find the information. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So, well, damn, we got really going on that. The Heisenberg
Edibles.
Well, the Heisenberg edibles. Jesus Christ, that would be terrible.
Blue meth edibles.
Heisenberg toys and the edibles. None of us dressed up. So actually, we dressed up as Colorado kids today.
Sure. I mean, that's not a costume. I wear this everywhere
Every
I go.
day, right? Yeah,
Period.
it's one of those things. So we're all
So we're
Colorado
supposed
kids
to-
today.
Georgia wants us dressing up every October show.
Oh no, it was.
Is
I
that-
would think it was
was it
my
just
idea.
last
I think
time?
I started that.
Oh, nice.
And she's like, "Yep." So, I did bring something in the car, but I didn't bring it in. So let's see. We'll have to read off a couple of random Halloween facts before we dip out, so we can.
Have you seen pictures of like old Halloween? They're like in those creepy costumes.
No, that would be nice to see them though.
I got another Denver fact for you if you needed one.
Let's bust out another Denver.
Another
fact.
Denver fact. I mean, like it was 70 degrees, 75 degrees today. 75, actually pretty amazing. Which is one of the reasons why Colorado features one of the largest park systems in the United States. Features over 80 golf courses and 700 miles of paved trail. So getting sunshine up into October is amazing for having so much park space in the
Nice.
city of Denver to work with and go out and get you some sun, some color.
Right, keep your herbs outside, flowering them as long as possible.
Period. Big fat pumpkins.
Right. So some fun facts about Halloween before we dip out. We'll start off with number 1. Says because the movie Halloween that came out in 1978 was on such a tight budget, they had to use the cheapest mask they could find for the character of Michael Myers, which turned out to be a William Shatner Star Trek mask. Shatner initially didn't know the mask was in his likeness, but when he found out years later, he said he was honored. So now when you watch that movie,
Now when I watch Halloween, I'm just gonna think of
right,
William
say, hey,
Shatner.
that's albino William Shatner.
beam me up, Scotty.
That actually goes to like one of my teachers, Michael Dame, one of my teachers at a Colorado Media School. He said it doesn't matter.
Michael Dame.
Michael Dame, he's a good dude, but it like goes to show like anything. How he says it, it's like you put it on film and you present it anyway. He said it could be anything. He's like you can have a microphone sitting in a desert and then make it look like it's in the rainforest with monkeys or whatever. But it's all about your presentation and them using a William Shatner mask to make the scariest face of the late '70s.
time.
That's creativity, you know.
Right? Now, did anybody know that the first jack-o'-lanterns were actually made from turnips?
From turnips, huh?
Turnips. They must have been pretty big.
That's
Here's a fucked up fact, or it's obvious, I don't know. Halloween is the second highest grossing commercial holiday after Christmas.
What the fuck are they saying? Candy because of candy?
Probably.
And
Well,
costumes.
costumes and
Dude, costumes are expensive. I spent $70 on costumes for 2 little girls yesterday.
and you get stupid shit. You get like a little outfit that if it was sold on a hanger in the regular clothes section made from actual good material,
$2.
it would cost $5-10 for that little dress. That's now $45 because it's made cheaply, thinly, crappily, and marketed to your kids as a Wizard of Oz official Dorothy dress.
I have a kitty cat and a unicorn. $70. Shoot me in the face.
So here's a good one. Samhainophobia is the fear of Halloween.
What?
Well, it's called. Well, it looks
I
like
wonder
it's
if people
Samhain,
have
but it's
that.
pronounced Samhain or
What? That's stupid. How do you fear October 31st just cause?
Christians.
What,
Teach your kids that they're all demons and people. Well, people might have a fear of people that are dressed up in masks. There's all kinds of weird phobias.
No, if they had like a regular fear of just like July 3rd or no, let me give you some fun regular day like February 29th, 27th. Good
well,
day.
fear of leap day, that could be a real thing.
That could be. So the 26th. Just a regular random day. You just fear it. You just everybody knows the 1st of February, this dude's about to flip out in 3 weeks. Don't bother him. You know what I'm saying?
Right?
That's retarded.
Everybody has PTSD about some shit. Smoke some weed and fix it.
Okay, so we're going to drop one more fact and we're going to call it because, yep. According to Irish legend, jack-o'-lanterns are named after a stingy man named Jack, who, because he tricked the devil several times, was forbidden entrance into both heaven and hell. He was condemned to wander the earth, waving his lantern to lead people away from their paths. So there you go.
That's trippy.
So
You know how true that
You
sounds?
think God would be like on that homie's side? Like, you just tricked the devil 3 times.
they're all fucked,
Hey,
man.
man,
That's all trickery.
that should get you a ticket into heaven, huh? You trick the devil, he's stumped right there. Be like, hey, come on, man, that's pretty impressive, right? Like, nah.
You would think.
Got him to sit on a whoopee cushion, attack.
Hit him with the oldest trick in the book. Look at thy that way. I made you look.
So, well, thank you for tuning in. It's Happy Monday here at iCannabis Radio. We've got, one more show at least, 2 more maybe, 2 more Mondays of Outrageous October or whatever.
No, there's only one. There's only 11 days left, so there's only one Monday.
We down to the last one finally. Thank God. Well, there's 5 Fridays. This
So
is
this
one of
will be-
those where there's 5 weekend days.
This is the penultimate. This is the penultimate Monday
Yeah.
of October.
So, well, we got one more, so that's next Monday. We'll have to do some dressing up because our Colorado Kids costume did pretty good, but next week we'll do better. So, tune in. Thank you.
We could do Hi Kids, but thank you guys. Goodbye.
Right, blaze up.